Skyze, Denise, Zakose, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, my name is Marlene Hale, and I am from the Wet'suwet'en Nation. Let's give it to the Wet'suwet'en Nation. Loud and proud. Bonjour, comment ça va? C'est mon nom est Marlene. Je suis appartient de Colombie-Britannique Nord, une petite ville nommée Smithers, non peuple de la National Wet'suwet'en. I have arrived today, my luggage is right here, literally right off the ferry. Bonjour, comment ça va, Montreal? They thought I was going to be marching in Montreal. Hello, Vancouver. They thought I was going to be speaking in Vancouver. Hello, Ottawa. Have a good march. Hello to Kampala, Uganda. Hello to London. To many of the people that I'm saying hello, because we are on live stream right now on Marlene's webinar Solidarity Action Group. Say hello to everybody all around the world. I want to thank Carl I asked him to stand with me. It's always an honor to have an elder by my side. And for the time when we are standing today, it's been 2021 since I've been back here in Victoria. I stood in solidarity with many of you people out there for the old forest growth of Fairy Creek. And I still am with Elder Bill Jones of today. Will always be there for you and always with Elder Bill Jones. I also see that many of you, I talk about you in the East all the time. If your ears are ringing, it's a good reason. I talk about how Victoria really stands strong with the eldership, elderly, aging, ageism. You really know how to do it loud and proud. You did that in February. I got the many pictures and I shared it worldwide. This is kind of action that we need. We need to use our voices, but you guys have got the action right where it is. On my webinar today, I want to say thank you for Jose for coming in from Montreal. I've got my sister Charlotte and everybody from the Wet'suwet'en Nation, and also everybody else who's come on. Joan, you're from here from Victoria, and anybody else who joined on my webinar. I thank you for being a big part of this day today. As we all know, 2019, January the 8th, was when the Wet'suwet'en Nation, my nation, stood to the injunction of the CGL. Ever since then, with me being in Montreal, we have fought Divest McGill. We have fought long and hard and still are hard at it. We have fought in minus 30 on the streets of Montreal in Quebec. I have spoken to the Prime Minister Trudeau January the 14th of 2019 and addressed him and asked the Prime Minister, does he know what Wagoose means? Wagoose in my language of the Wet'suwet'en, it means respect. And they have no respect for the Indigenous peoples of Canada. I also had one thing for the Prime Minister that he sold us out. He takes for the big people that he stands for, it's not for the people of Canada, who he should be standing for. Thank you. I have on my phone, on my app, the reason I came to BC, as we all know, the wildfires, is right in my nation of Wet'suwet'en. It stands 20 kilometers from Smithers, British Columbia, which it's been out of control for some weeks. The elders have been asking at 11 o'clock at night to please be taken out. They are very worried and they are very scared. The elders are saying he's getting ready. They know for what the peril is coming ahead of them. And it's all about the 72-hour preparedness, the emergency preparedness that we set them all for, to making sure that you really understand. When I see all the signs that are here, no jobs on a dead planet, that is for sure. That's for you, Mr. Prime Minister Trudeau. Leave the gas in the ground, oil, gas, and the coal. That is for CGL. All of you out there, stay out. Get out and stay out. When we see the trees, when I talk about the trees, and when it came to COP15 in December, when I was there, and the big cookie arrived in Quebec, it became world known. And it really became the story of where it came from. The people who took it all across Canada, affirming this is what a 750-year-old Douglas fir meant to them, to let the world know how crucial and everything is in this day of what we are living today, how crucial of what they are taking down. And that 750-year-old Douglas really spoke for itself. It has been spoken in all over the world. I had people come for me in Guinea who said, I saw you at COP15. I went home and I put the TV on and I saw you on TV. Not once, but twice, but 3 times, talking about the atrocities that are going on in our province of British Columbia, and where the United Nations have stood with no one. I do not believe in going anymore to Geneva, Switzerland, and talking to any special rapporteurs. I'm wasting my time. You've done nothing. I've been back and forth on this country and in 23 countries of Latin America, always talking about how proud we are as Canadians, how proud we are of our lands and our chiefs, our hereditary chief system. And we talk about our violation. And we talk about the biggest thing right now with what we're doing in front of the fires. It's called genocide. We live it. We are a big part of it. It's part of my blood now, and it's really boiling. It's really boiling to the world that listened to it, because, like someone said, death by ecocide is genocide, and that's what it is. Stop fossil fuel investment. We know that RBC, you've been the biggest pain in our derriere. I don't need a translator for that. Now they're starting to think that they're going to buy out another bank, and they're going to get bigger. We have to stop them in their track. And where they are today, I've seen so many people all across all of the land that have taken it and walked out. And in Montreal, on St. Catherine Street, the busiest street there is, I've seen a RBC shut down. I was so happy to see that. So goodbye. I have spoken to a lot of people in the RBC banks, and I've interviewed them and asked them where they feel today. They said they need a different career. They don't stand for what is going on in this world, but they can't stand looking at the people asking them questions every day. That's the biggest part of one lady in Montreal. She said that she speaks mostly in French, that what you are doing is atrocious. And she is only saying, I'm just doing my job. She said, I've got to let you know, because you got to let your peers know. We're fed up with you, and we're taking our money out, all of it. And we're going to go with somebody who is for the environment, somebody who's going to be taking care of getting rid of the colonial violence out there and worrying about our climate today, because you're not. We have to buy so many things that we don't need. Like if somebody says, you can't buy a dead planet. You can't buy anything if you don't have a planet. This is for the 8th generation, the work that I do. I always have. And it's for all my little troublemakers. Give it to all my troublemakers all across Canada. All of you are my little troublemakers. You have stood with me in -30 in Quebec. You have stood with me in -20 in Ottawa. You have stood with me at the highest of the heat in Montreal, when we still got the work done. And we're here today. They were going by the thousands in Quebec. And they are the biggest one that I listen to right now. January the 14th in Montreal, 150,000 little troublemakers. And I apologized that day to them, because I said, I apologize for making their world what it is. I was a big part of it. But I also turned around and said, I am here to do whatever it is for your future, so that you have a stable life, that I have had. You deserve it. You don't deserve to wake up every day and thinking about equal grief, because that's where it is now, putting us all into this. We pray to each other, for each other, that we wake up in the morning, we have peace, solidarity within ourselves, because we are all going to wake up to the same story every day, the same atrocity, the same afraidness. And we worry about, number one, our animals. We worry about the salmon at home. Today on the ferry, I had a salmon burger. It was my first in BC ever. I really cherish that moment, because I don't know when is the last time I'm going to come back and there may not be anything like that on the menu. It's very hard to see when you're an Indigenous person, because it is what is out there, our medicine, our trees, and our land. And when you look on the app, it's just frightening to see, looking at each and every one of the people that are going from Lillooet all the way from Kelowna to our Whitsett to Houston. I looked at 15 this morning, exactly where they are today, and it's frightening. And it's frightening for our people who are so displaced, and that's the hardest thing. They are the ones, my sister, Charlotte Uverman, I commend her for the work she does against the coal mines. It's not just fossil fuels. Everybody wants a piece of us. Everybody wants what we have, and they want us out. But that's not going to happen, because we are resilient, and we always will be there. We won't go away. I really know that's hard to say to people behind us. They're not listening because they've got windows that are proof that they can't hear nothing. I have to go inside. Then I'll be back in 10 minutes. Then they will hear us, knowing exactly where we are today. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out on this most beautiful, victorious day in Victoria, British Columbia. I have to keep repeating that because it's on my webinar, so people see that and see the beauty of where we are. And on the ferry today, it was so beautiful, calm, and the waters. I walked into the BC Museum. It's the first place I really need to be. And from there, I'm with you. Merci beaucoup, and thank you for listening. Masai.